Live from Sikeston, Missouri, it's the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon with many of your local favorites. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon.
Kenny Rogers Children's Center, we treat children like our own.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome, everybody, to the Minor Convention Center and the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon. I'm CJ Cruz, joined alongside Reed Howell, and off we go.
And off we go, running like a herd of turtles this morning.
That is true.
It's a great day to be out and about. It's a little breezy, a little cloudy out there right now, but there's no reason for you not to come down here, check in online, listen in here, look at the live auction that we've got going on, the silent auction. There's just a lot going on today, and man, I'm excited. Always am when we do
I'm really
these.
excited. One of my favorite things that has returned this year is all the food trucks in the parking lot.
Absolutely.
I'm pumped about that because we've got 4 or 5 of them out there. They'll be serving lunch today. And, of course, portions of what you spend will be donated right back here to the Kenny Rogers Center. And it's all a part of Telethon Day because I'm telling you, the excitement is in the air. We've been geared up. Folks been running around here like crazy. And you can come be a part of this today and watch all throughout the day. Tell your friends. Help us by sharing it online, on Facebook, on YouTube. Send the link. Let people know that, hey, the telethon's back.
And, you know, with the technology in this day and age, CJ, you know, it's as simple as pushing a button to make your donation. $1 here, $5 there, $10, $25, $30. It really doesn't matter. I wore my money tie
There
today
you go.
in observance of all this. And you know what? We're also celebrating 50 years
Absolutely.
of the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. You can see it back here. 50 years established in 1973. I was 3 years old.
I was not even a thought.
Are you trying to age me, CJ?
Just
Come
a
on.
little bit, yeah, just a little bit. So 50 years is a huge accomplishment, and throughout the day, you are going to hear stories about years past. We
Sure.
got the opportunity to actually talk with a gentleman named Tom Ritchie who helped start the Kenny Rogers Children's Center 50 years ago. He
Wow.
was the original physical therapist that was treating kids at the Kenny Rogers Children's Center.
And of course, this was an idea that kind of sprang from the man whose name is on, you know, the Kenny Rogers Center. Kenny Rogers, he fell in love with Sikeston in the area. He said, what can I do? Somebody said, well, what about? And that kind of snowballed from there. And who would have thought 50 years? You know, I mean, who would have thought 20 years? Who would have thought, you know, where it is now? And you start thinking about, and it's all because of the people that are out there, the people that are watching right now, people that have been directly affected by their services, you and your family. I've had a niece that received some services here. I mean, we say it every year, but it's true. I dare someone to find, if you go down in your family tree, someone that's not been affected, and or had the services of the Kenny Rogers Children's Center in our area.
So we were talking earlier this week. I was talking with the executive director, Michelle, and we were trying to figure out, how long we've been doing things. Michelle's been with the center for 20 years.
Okay.
I actually started volunteering hosting telethons about 5 years before she came along. So I've been here, a part of this center in some form or fashion for about 25 years. And to see everything that has changed in 25 years is amazing. I couldn't imagine how Tom, whenever he walked into the center the other day, first time, and I couldn't tell you when, looking at all the different things, the expansion, all the tools that our therapists now have at their disposal, which you won't find anywhere else between St. Louis and Memphis.
That's right. I mean, state-of-the-art equipment, staying on top of the tools that are out there. And I'm sure that he said, from 50 years ago, the therapies that he was able to provide have expounded exponentially, as we've said over the years. You talk about 25 years. My first telethon was around 86. I was a young man and kind of got thrust into the telethon world. I remember when we were over at the old Holiday Inn, I guess it was, and the ceilings that were right here, and it was 9,000 degrees under the lights. But you know what, we powered through, and now this format, and it's very comfortable. It's almost like, well, it is family. Yeah. When you come here and you're roaming around today, it's family. Go out and have a meal, get some tasty crab or mini donuts. I mean, everything that's happening. But I was back there a while ago on the silent auction. There's some neat stuff back there.
There really is, and it's impressive year after year what all the folks at the center come up with when they go out and they ask for donations. But the best part is the fact that these businesses, they know year after year that the Kenny Rogers Center is going to come calling, and they continue to donate items for the silent auction. And if you get in here and you get a chance to go walk back around all the items, here's the really cool part. All of the bidding is done on your cell phone.
That's right.
So you don't have to worry about, oh man, I've got to check in back later today or I'm going to lose my bid. You'll get a notification on your phone.
Right.
And you can even, once you get here and you get registered to bid and all of that, you walk around, you can browse the items on your phone.
That's right.
So you can tell your friends, you can send them a link and go, hey, there's some Cardinal tickets on here, or there's this, or there's that.
Exactly. There's a laser printer over there. There's, arts and crafts. There's all sorts of things that are on that silent auction. And again, as we said earlier, push a button.
Yeah.
Push a button, you're good to go. And again, you will be notified. It's just amazing the things out here. And that's fine. You can do it from home. And if it's for some reason you're home today and you can't get out and about, that's fine. But we'd really rather you come down here.
Oh, you got to
see it firsthand.
You've got to be a part of what's going on here because, like you said earlier, it's a family.
It is.
We are one big family, and you see some of these families year after year, and it's like, oh wow, guys, how you been? And you instantly catch up with all these center families, and like you were talking, I didn't realize over 10 years ago that our family would even need the services of the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. But now my son is one of the kids that they treat here at the center. So if you want to take off that way, we've got
Speaking
another.
of families.
Yes, we've got another family waiting to go.
All right. I'll just sit right here. I'll have a seat. Tall people with short stools, it really doesn't work. I think we're over here. So what do we have? You've got a microphone. Tell us who you are.
My name is Audrey. I'm a physical therapist at the center. And this is Sydney. Sydney receives PT, OT, and speech services at the center.
Okay, and I guess this is Mom.
No, I'm her speech therapist, Crystal.
Well, close enough. But you know what, though? We talk about family. Some of the work that you do, you guys are like sisters, mothers, and stuff like that to these students.
That's right. Yeah, I've been seeing Sydney for quite a while now, several years. And so, yeah, I mean, she's part of my family.
She's a grinner. Look at that big smile. Now, what are some of the obstacles that this young lady's facing, even though she's doing it with a smile?
So, like I said, I'm her physical therapist. So I've treated her for about 6 years now, I think. And she used to be really scared of anything like heights or climbing or stairs or anything like that, and she's come a long way with that. Before we got over here to this interview, when you all were on the stage, she was actually climbing up these stairs and getting in the ball pit and climbing out, and that would have been something she would have been scared to do a few years ago. So we've worked a lot on her gross motor skills, jumping, climbing, stairs, things like that.
Now, speech-wise, let's talk about that real quick. Some of the obstacles that she's faced and overcome since she's been coming to the center.
Sydney, so we work a lot on like her language skills, her social skills. We've done some speech, but her speech is pretty clear now. So we focus more on our language, being able to tell us, you know, if something's wrong or if she needs something or if she likes something. And she's getting really good at doing that, aren't you? She really, really likes puppy dogs.
Oh, yeah?
You like puppy dogs, Sid?
Yeah.
Now, how old is Sydney?
How old are you?
I'm 11 years old.
11 years old. I tell you what, Sydney, the fear of heights sometimes I get that way too. That's for sure. Well, again, this is what it's all about today. Everything that we're doing here today is about these kids, the families, the therapists that put in the hours and the work there, the facilities, everything that we need. That's right, they're taping down the cords so clumsy me doesn't trip over it. Everything today is about Sydney and all the other kids that are there and the families that are helped at no cost to the families. That's what a lot of people don't understand. This is why we do the telethon. This is why we're here today. This is why we're asking you to find the links, to put that pledge in, to be involved today. And we got a long way to go today, but it's going to be fun. I mean, we're going to be talking more and more students. And you said you've been with the center now how long?
I've been there 6 years. Sydney was actually the very first kid that I evaluated at the center, so she's always been a special one for me.
And your history with the center?
I've been there for 9 years.
9 years. So you guys, after 5, you're considered veterans. That's what we call it there. So again, folks, oh, we have a check. Well, bring that over. And here's the main reason we're here. Right here. Oh my goodness, look at this. Bring that right in here, crowd in. You hold on to that, Sydney. Folks, $873.22 on behalf of Sydney Nation. And how did you raise this money?
We asked family. We took food to school and sold it to the teachers at school this week. But asking family and friends just for donations. And, you know, it's a hard time right now, so we didn't get lots of donations like we usually do, but
every dollar counts.
That's right.
And I'm assuming you're Mom.
Yes, I am Mom.
Okay, there's Mom.
And I was just going to add, there was a time when, like she said, Sydney did not like the stairs. When Sydney first started at Kenny Rogers, she didn't like the ball pit, and she now will get in the ball pit. She also started with a talker, and now she, like you just heard her say,
Exactly.
I'm 11 years old.
It's amazing. Brother and sister back here?
Yes, big brother and sister.
Awesome. Sydney, thank you so much. Sydney Nation, thank you. $873.22 on that check. And we're going over to CJ now.
Thank you, Reed. And I want to tell you about some other things that we've got going on. Not just that's going on today, but over the past several Fridays, we've had fish fries right here in Sykeston. Folks can drive through, pick up the fish. Those guys have been cooking it up. The Tri-County Clowns doing a fantastic job with that. We have another one coming up this Friday that you can take part in. Also, coming up tonight, right after the telethon, you can make your way to the VFW for Blacklight Bingo. That is going to be really fun. If you've never taken part in that, last year they had such a good time with that, so you need to go check that out tonight. Lots of things going on here at the Minor Convention Center today. Mainly out in our parking lot. You can start there. As you pull up, you're going to notice there's several food trucks. We've got Waves Mini Donuts, Tasty Snow Crabs, several vendors out in the parking lot. So come out, have lunch with us, maybe an early lunch, or if you want to wait until around lunchtime, you can come then too. Lots and lots and lots of fun things to do out here at the Minor Convention Center today. You can come by and get yourself a 50th anniversary t-shirt. We have those for sale. And again, everything that is going on here at the Convention Center today goes right back into the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. We had mentioned our silent auction earlier. Hundreds, and I mean hundreds of items that are back along the tables back there that you can go and view, and then you log on and place all of your bids right there on your phone. Everything that is been donated all goes back to what we're doing today with the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon. Also, if you haven't made your pledge yet, you can call, or the easy way is to go to kennyrogerscenter.org. It's kennyrogerscenter.org, and click the donate button, and you can donate right there. It's safe, it's secure, and we can't say thank you enough to those that have already went out and donated. Behind me here, we've started on our Wall of Fame. So these are individuals and businesses that have already given up to this point. They kind of got us kicked off for the weekend. You'll see several businesses, several names up there. We'll go over some of those as the day progresses. And also, you're going to see a lot more names and a lot more businesses added to our Wall of Fame as the day progresses. Now, you can get your name on there simply by going online at kennyrogerscenter.org. You can stop by right here at the Minor Convention Center. We'll be more than happy. We have ladies that will talk to you about making a donation. One of the other ways, if you own or manage a business, you need to talk to us about payroll deduction. It is an easy way for your company to help give to the Kenny Rogers Children's Center through your employees. So stop by, talk to our folks here at the center. If you don't have a chance to stop by today, call the center and say, hey, we want to participate in payroll deduction, and your company could be up here as a part of our Wall of Fame as well. We got another check presentation. Come on in, guys. As you're coming in here, you guys stand right there. All right, so who gets to be the spokesman for you guys? He's going to go right that way. He don't want anything to do with that. What's your name?
Chester Morrow.
And Chester, who are you with?
I'm with Tri-County Clown.
You guys have been cooking up all the fish the last several Fridays, right?
Been working hard at it, yes, sir.
So tell us about the fish plates, and you got another couple still coming up, right?
We got one more coming up next Friday. You get 3 pieces of fish, coleslaw, baked beans, French fries. You get all of it for $15. You just pull up and tell them how many plates you want. They'll bring it right out to the vehicle to you.
Made it pretty simple. You don't even have to get out of your car, right?
Don't even have to get out.
You guys have been a part of the Kenny Rogers Center now for several years, and I love the fact that you guys just jump at the chance to be a part of what the center does in this community, and we can't thank you guys enough.
Yeah, we've been, I think 4 years now we've been cooking fish, and throughout the year, as our group, we pull together to do what we can to bring in the money so we can donate it to the Kenny Rogers Center. And folks, when you come out on Friday night and buy fish from us, all proceeds, it stays local. It goes straight to Kenny Rogers.
We're going to just real quick let each one of the guys tell us their names, and then we're going to turn this check around.
Chad Fisher.
Dave.
What's your name, buddy?
Conley Swambig.
All right.
August Fisher.
Jason Schoenberg.
All right, so guys, here we go. This is why we're here. Let's turn the check around, little guys. Look at that. That's $10,000. That is awesome from the Tri-County Clowns. Thank you guys so much for all of your hard work and for just being willing to be a part of what this center means to not just Sikeston, but the surrounding area. We can't say that enough.
We're proud to be a part of it.
All right, guys, we'll have you step. Go right that direction. And I believe Reed has got another family sitting by with us.
We do. Thank you, CJ. And sitting over here, another reason why every dollar that you send in today, every dollar that's been raised helps. And I've got Tricia over here. She's one of the therapists at Kenny Rogers. Introduce yourself.
Hi, yeah, I'm Tricia Sindel. I'm a physical therapist, and this is my 8th year with the center.
8th year, see, you're a veteran.
That's
After
right.
5, you're
That's
considered
right.
a veteran. Yeah. And who do we have with us today?
This is Gabe and his family. This is Mom, Debbie. Gabe, is that your name?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Gabe, and this is Dad.
Doug.
Doug, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Gabe. Let's talk about
So
We're going to talk about you, Gabe. Is that okay? Okay.
So Gabe originally came to me with a script of like, hey, we're going to see this kid for a short amount of time and help stretch his ankles out. And so then, I mean, it happens quite often. So we get into treating and then like, oh, this isn't just a easy case of stretching ankles out. This is a little bit more than that. And so now I've been seeing Gabe for, how long has it been, Mom?
He's been coming here for 12 years, so
Yeah,
Trish
Oh,
has
wow.
had him her entire time here.
Yeah, so about all of my 8 years there, I've been seeing Gabe now. As soon as he grows, his ankles get tight again, and then he has loose joints to attribute to on top of those loose the ankles. So we have a lot to work on, and we've recently really kind of hit a good place, but he's still growing. Like
Sure.
I was just telling Mom, I remember when I was treating him and he was not bigger than me, and now he's bigger than everyone in his family. So we've got to work a lot together, and he's such a hard worker. And recently we've kind of gone to an episodic schedule because he's doing well. So he comes for 6 weeks, and then he goes home for 6 weeks and works on some things at home.
Sure.
And we're working towards discharge now because we have a kind of a good plan, but just kind of a so what it was planned to be short initially has been a long-term care, and that's kind of what we see, and it's not possible to do that in a different facility. Like kids can't come for 8 years at a different facility.
Exactly, and that's really I think the key to the Kenny Rogers Children's Center, and the reason that it is celebrating 50 years. All the way back to 1973 to now is the fact that it's not just a one and done. We go in, well, okay, and here it is. You get to build the relationship with the family, the therapist, and Gabe. Gabe, still growing, going through. How old are you now, Gabe?
14.
You're 14. You still got some growing to do.
Yeah, right?
You may be a
Yeah.
6-footer before this is all said and done if you're not close already. Yeah. The bottom line is, but as the body changes, the needs change, as you just explained. And that's why long-term care is important, and that's why the dollars are important that are raised. So Mom and Gabe and Dad, and I think we have a check here that's been raised. Let's see what we have. $1,220.93. Team Gabe raising that amount of money. Mom, tell us about that.
So we just have a wonderful community that supports Gabe and a family that knows that he comes here. I sing Kenny Rogers' praises because, as you've said, so he's been coming here 12 years total, but the most important thing to understand is that's free for us as a family because of this event. And you don't get that kind of care anywhere else, especially with the prices of everything going up. We're still able to maintain. It doesn't cost us anything as a family to come here, and it's top-notch treatment. And again, you just can't get that, in this area without going further, but especially free.
Now, where are you guys from?
We're from Scott City.
From Scott City. Mm-hmm. So here you go, Northern Scott County. A lot of people say, well, Kenny Rogers Children's Center, Sikeston. Yes, it's about Sikeston, but that's the home base. This is a far-reaching center all through southeast Missouri and some of the surrounding states as well, for that matter. And so, like you said, this is something that turned long-term, no cost to you guys, but it's making it available, and Jake's going to be independent, and able to get out there and do things, and we really appreciate, all that you guys do, with the family, because, again, every dollar helps. $1,220 and some change, and I think we have a little video interlude that we're going to right now, so stay tuned. We're here with the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon. Thank you, guys.
Middle school. He's in the 6th grade. He likes to play video games. He likes Fortnite. He likes to sing karaoke. He also likes to go fishing in the summertime with Grandma and Grandpa. He was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when he was 1. He's been coming to the center. We were trying to remember. We think it's been since he was around kindergarten age. But he's about 5 or 6 years he's been coming to the Center for Physical Therapy. Nate struggles mostly with physical disabilities. He has difficulty with gross motor and fine motor activities as well. He also has some cognitive delays. Your typical school curriculum is a little harder for him. So when Nate was about 5 or 6, he was referred for some serial casting. So we found out that Brandy was the only physical therapist in the area that could do that. And so we we came down here to do that, and then we were able to continue therapy here with Brandy at the Kenny Rogers Center, and then we've been here ever since for his physical therapy.
I get so much joy working with Nate. He always wants to do his best and to make me proud and make himself proud, and he brings an energy to the clinic that I look forward to every week.
So things were going well for several years with his progress. As he grew and got bigger, he started having some significant pain. During this whole time, we had been seeing Dr. Anderson as well after we started coming to the center, and he came to the conclusion that in order to fix the issue, surgery would be required.
You know, now as he's 11, you think about what's the next step of his life going to look like as he grows older and matures. So those are things that, as a dad, I think about.
I have the pleasure of working with Nate Strickland every week for physical therapy. Nate has a diagnosis of cerebral palsy that primarily affects his lower legs. He has trouble with balance, walking, running, and jumping, and just overall motor coordination. During Nate's physical therapy sessions, we often use pieces of equipment like the vibration plate that helps improve his muscle activation. We do gait training on the treadmill where we can work on increasing the speed at which Nate walks and how long Nate's steps are. And we also use pieces of equipment like rocker boards and balance balls to really help Nate work on fine-tuning his balance skills and his ankle strategies.
There was something special about Brandy from day one. She's always willing to go above and beyond and go the extra mile for the kiddos that she sees. And you just really know that she cares about your kid, which means a lot.
I think there are a lot of people in our area that don't realize the quality of help that's available here from the Kenny Rogers Center.
He did receive some therapies from other places, and that was more of a financial burden for our family as far as bills went for the therapy that he received before. So it's just wonderful knowing that here we do never receive a bill for his therapy. The progress that Nate's made has helped him to keep up with his typical peers. As far as his motor skills are, he's able to run and play and do the things that his typical peers are. For someone that has a cerebral palsy diagnosis, which is amazing that he's able to achieve those things because he's getting that physical therapy. You're watching the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon.
Make your donation today.
Thank you.
We are here with another young lady that received services at our center that I've had the pleasure to watch grow up here. This is Henley, and Henley's mom is here, and Henley's therapists are here. Tricia, tell us a little bit about Henley.
Henley's super quiet and shy. No, I'm just kidding. Henley is such a joy to work with. She's given me like a bunch of hugs since we've been up here and kisses too. So like these kids quickly become family, and that's super important. And one of my favorite benefits of the center is getting to just build these relationships and becoming a part of their family and a part of their team and just being in their corner to cheer them along. We've often talked about it, but I don't think we've discussed it this morning. Like, it's not just a 9-to-5 job. Like, all of these families have our cell phone numbers, and we were like, for real, call us whenever you need us. And man, that's something that I really love, is just being a part of the family picture, not just at the center. But Henley receives all 3 services at the center, and just currently working on becoming more independent. Like, if you were around Henley for like 5 seconds, you would know she wants to do everything on her own. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right? Yes. Yeah. And so that's what we are trying to help her do, even if it's a little bit helping her be even more sassy, but that's what we want to do, right? So I'm currently working with Henley in PT to independently get up from the floor and take a few independent steps to get to her walker so that she can be safe and go wherever she wants to go, whenever she wants to go. And she's doing really great with that.
I'm Henley's occupational therapist. Of course, we're best buds. Henley is a very sassy little teenager. Yeah, and so we kind of focus on what she wants to be working on at the time, what she wants to be independent with. So she's really, really determined to kind of take care of herself in all aspects. So we've been working a lot on like bathing, getting dressed, and being able to do every little piece of that entirely on her own.
So one of the things about being a therapist for a child with special needs is you got to be fluid with your plans because what you may have planned for the day may not be exactly what's going to happen, right?
Oh, for sure, very true.
So whenever you guys go through and even you talked about after hours, and given I know our family has cell phone numbers for all of you guys, and when you guys are out, what I love about this.
Hi.
Hey, Henley, there she is.
I got it.
We thought you were going to be shy today. No way. You're the star of the show, kid.
You're good. What is your favorite thing to do when you come to the center?
Play ball.
Play ball. We do play ball quite a bit, don't we? Yeah. You want to tell them anything else? No. Okay.
But what I love about it is your minds are constantly working. So maybe you could be at a store somewhere and you guys instantly think, hey, we could use this. This could be a part of therapy for Henley or for any of the other kids. And it just blows my mind because you guys, your minds work totally different than what even just a parent's mind works in.
Yeah, for sure. Like you said, I feel like we're kind of always in therapy mode, and then when we do see something, we're just like, yeah, let's get that. Or saying that when I'm out with my husband shopping or something, and I'm like, I really do need that, not just for me, but I need it for the center, for the kids. It's for the kids, right? I need it for the kids. But yeah, Katie and I will text. She'll like show me something, or hey, I thought about this. What do you think about this? And so yeah, it's just very fluid, and it's not 9 to 5 like we've been
Katie,
talking
tell
about.
us about your relationship with these ladies here at the center, and what it means to you to be able to reach out at any time.
So it's a comfort level that is more than really what you can have with if you think of trying to get a hold of any other doctor's office throughout the week, and we'll give you a call back in 24 to 48 hours. Henley's she's gotten some new braces recently, but we've had to make some adjustments. I can send a picture to Trisha or to Brandy and be like, hey, this is what's going on today. Okay, we'll look at it tomorrow. I mean, who gets that kind of response? Same thing with things that Henley's trying with Allison, or if I can make threats of, okay, well, I'm going to text Miss Allison and let her know that you're not doing this. And Henley's like, okay, I'll do it. So those things just make a difference in her day-to-day life that in return then make it easier on us. So
you guys, of course, raised money again this year. Tell us a little bit about what you did to raise your funds.
Honestly, this year it was word of mouth. We did not host any events. We sent out text messages. I did not think Truly, but I gave up all social media for Lent. So that was always my big go-to for sharing on Team Henley and sharing on my Facebook page and other social media platforms. So this year it was strictly reaching out to friends. We have other family members that Henley's birthday is February 22nd, and that's kind of start of raising money for Telethon. So they call their friends, get their pledge cards, and then even take it to the center themselves, where it's just one less thing for us to have to do. So I honestly did not know our total number from checks being turned in. I found out this morning, and I'm just really glad for the support that that Henley has brought for the center.
So literally, you had to do it what I would call the old-fashioned way, where you had to
Yes,
go
I
and
did
talk
this
to
year.
people.
I did.
And let's turn that around. Let's see what
Ready
Team
again?
Henley brought in this year. $5,892.33. Great job, Henley. It has been, Katie, it's been so fun to see her smile. Absolutely, I want a 5. To see her smile and to see her progress year after year. I mean, there's things that, following your all story on social media and when you're posting and the things that what we like to say here at the center, when other people say you can't, they say you can. And we have seen Henley do things that she was told she wouldn't be able to do.
No, everything that Henley, I was told Henley would never walk, she would never talk, we didn't know what her vision would be, and Henley said, watch this. Yeah. So, and she continues to have that kind of attitude that makes things easier. What do I mean? I mean that you're always willing and motivated to work really hard when you go to this center.
And that is so awesome that we have this center right here in Sikeston that we can take our kids to, and the amazing things that they do just day after day.
She sees her brother.
Oh, well, thank you all so very much. Thank you, Team Henley, all the Team Henley supporters. Once again, $5,892.33. Reed, take it away.
I'll tell you what, that's pretty good, Henley. Thank you guys for that. And up here, just above my shiny head, is our Tote Board, if you will, as we call it. And as we go through the day, this obviously is going to start filling up. At the end of the day, we want to see numbers that are over here. And when you're sitting in the audience or you're home, you're watching it, you're streaming it, think about this. Every dollar, when you see whatever the total is, every dollar that you've donated is a part of that total. And so as we go through the day, keep that in mind because, again, we've got a long way to go. We need your dollars. So make your pledges, get involved with the silent auction, register and go. So for the first time today, here we go. Let's see what we're up to right now here, and we're not even an hour into this. Here we go. Not a lot of fanfare. Boom, 27,205. 27,205 was the number that was there, and then it disappeared. But you know why it disappeared? Because it's going up. So 27,205, there it is. That's where we're at right now. And it's because of people like you. It's because of people that are over here on the wall of fame. Names like Chris Boyles and Meredith DeWitt, Andy Piepenbrock, Orgil. If you've got a business or you want to individually do your donation, that's fine. Let's call some other names out over here. Elaine Beers, Vanessa Young, Mary Grizzle, Pamela Jones, the First Christian Church. So again, you can make a donation. And you don't have to limit it just to be on this board. You can make it as much as you want to. $1,200, $1,500, even $5. Every dollar spent goes to what you've already seen this morning, helping the kids and the families, because the services are free to the families, but they can't run those services without your donation. And it could be you in the future that needs the help, whether it be a speech problem, a occupational therapy issue, any number of things. Now the Kenny Rogers Children's Center is there to help families in need all throughout Southeast Missouri and the surrounding areas. So do your part today. And if you really don't want to just sit and stare at your tablet and watch the link, well then get on up, put on some clothes, come on down to the Minor Convention Center, look at the food truck lunch out there, select whatever you want to eat, and then come on inside and look around inside at what's going on. It's a beehive of activity here. And we're going to be talking with families, the children, the therapists, and others throughout the day. And we've got some entertainment, too, coming up for you in just a little while. Some great local singers from here in the area. And as we go through the day, again, think about what your donation is for. And think about, too, you know, we talked to the Tri-County Clowns and some others earlier about the Lenten fish fries that are going to continue, I think, through the end of the month. That's a way that the Kenny Rogers Children's Center raises money. And if I'm not mistaken, when we wrap up things here around 5 o'clock tonight, at 6 o'clock tonight, over at the VFW here in Sikeston, they're going to have Black Light Bingo. And if you've never been a part of that, I promise you, that'll be some fun that you can have this evening. CJ, throwing it over to you. What you got?
Well, we are here with another one of our families that receive services here at the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. And Tricia is here. They're doing some last-minute adjustments.
Yeah, you got a race. You know, it happens.
So, Tricia, who do we have with us right now?
We have Nate, or lovingly we call him Nate Dogg, and I also call him Sally. So that's our fun little nickname that I have for him. And he always gives me a little bit of grief, like, Sally, what? And then one day I called him a different nickname, and he goes, my name is Sally to you. So he loves Sally.
Yeah,
okay?
it's secretly, definitely loves it.
Yeah.
So tell us all about Nate Dogg.
Nate, we work a lot on being upright, having a tall posture. Nate has a little bit of a crouch gait. He had surgery. How long ago has it been, Mom?
It was August of last, so a year and a half ago. Yeah, almost 2 years ago in August.
Okay, wow, so almost 2 years ago now, but it was a big surgery, and so he had a lot to recover from, but it helped him get up taller, so he's even taller now, and he's probably like knocking on that door of being taller than me, you know, like all these boys that I started working with.
I have that problem. I'm
Doesn't matter.
vertically challenged.
Yeah.
I have that problem that everybody's taller than me at some point.
Yeah.
So I get it, and so I have to like pretend I'm sitting up really tall here,
Yeah.
so it looks more professional.
Yeah.
But this is what he works on a daily basis.
Yes, so getting up tall to improve his walking. We work on his walking endurance so that he can keep up with his family. They like to go do a lot of things. He's also got a bunch of siblings, especially a twin brother and 2 older brothers. You know, you got to keep up with your brothers and keep up with grandma and grandpa and keep them young, right? So he likes to take them out and doing things. So we just got to keep his endurance up and keep him strong so he can do whatever he wants, and he doesn't have limitations because he just wants to be a kid.
Let's talk with the family a little bit about being a kid and some of the things that you guys do at home to help his therapy advance when you're not at the center. Tell us a little bit about what he does at home.
So he loves, like she said, to keep up with his brothers. He has 3 brothers and an older sister, and he loves going to all their activities and run and play. They play soccer, and he just loves to keep up with his brothers and also his friends at school. He's able to do regular PE with his friends at school. He does lots of outings with his grandparents in the summertime, fishing, and just doing what kids do.
And all of this, would not have been possible without the help of the Kenny Rogers Children's Center, right?
That's correct. And because we are busy, we're thankful for his grandparents that are able to bring him most weeks to therapy. So they're a big help for us.
You guys also raise some money. Tell us a little bit about how you guys come about raising those funds.
We did. So this year we had several donations from friends and family, and then we had a couple of restaurants partner with us. Texas Roadhouse in Cape did a fundraiser for us, and Scooters here in Sykeston did a fundraiser. His school also supported him by doing a hat day. Am I missing anything else? I think that's all. Okay, yeah. Friends and family were a big support as well. So.
All right, so let's turn that around real quick here and see how much we got. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen, $2,162.59 from Team Nate. So, Tricia, how long has Nate been receiving services here at the center?
Help me out, Mom.
We think since about kindergarten, about 7, 8 years.
Okay, yeah, and I've been there 8, so like all of my time. He did have another therapist for a short amount of time when he first started, and then I quickly snatched him up and kept him under my wing. You know, like we don't like to share much.
Well, you got to grow
around
your
there.
team.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah.
So with all the things that he goes through on a daily basis, kind of walk us through what happens when Nate walks in the door.
Yeah, so first off, we give him a good noogie on the head, and then he like tries to pick me up now because he's as big as I am. But then we head back to the motor room, and we start like just really doing like weight training, just like you would see at the gym. We have some really cool, unique equipment in the motor room that just really isn't anywhere else. There's like a big cage, and we do a lot of strengthening there. And then we also have a new piece of equipment called the Galileo vibration plate, and it's like a total body vibration. And it helps kids get more muscle repetitions in than they ever could, get thousands of repetition by standing on this plate for 9 minutes, and like couldn't do 1,000 bicep curls, you know?
Right.
So he gets to stand on there, and that helps. We do good posture and balance on there too. So we get to use some really cool equipment with Nate when Nate comes.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for all that you've given back to the Kenny Rogers Center. As we know through the years, that you really can't repay what the center does for your kid, but you try, and we thank you guys so much for just getting out there and getting folks excited about what goes on with Nate at the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. We are going to go to our main stage right now. Reed Howell standing by. What's up, Reed?
Hey, what's going on? Do I recognize the guy behind the camera?
I think you do.
Okay.
It's a proud dad moment. They have recruited my son to run a camera.
I look back there and I'm like, hey, I know this kid. What's up, Mason? Good job. All right, so obviously part of the telethon over the years has been entertainment, and Lisa Allen over here waving, she's no stranger, and we'll talk with her later on. She's up here for technical support right now. But if I'm not mistaken, there was an idol contest that was done years ago at the Kenny Rogers Children's Center, several years ago. And the first winner was this person. I know who she is, but I'll let her introduce herself.
Stacy Dawn.
All right, so Stacy here is going to sing for us this afternoon. And Stacy, I leave the stage to you. All right, hold on just a second here. This is called live television technical difficulties. This is where you get the sign that steps up and says, please stand by. So I'm going to come up here because I know as a performer, when something like that happens, it can make the nerves go bananas. So I'm going to come up here and I'm going to, because you're all right. You're no stranger to this. You've had technical difficulties before. We all have. But we're working it out here. But in the meantime, what have you been up to over? I mean, I know you've never stopped singing. And I know that we're seeing quite a bit of family out here, too, this afternoon. Or actually, this morning still, right?
They always follow me, you know that.
And you know what? Family is one of the most important things you can have. Do we think we're good? We think we're good? We're going to try it again, folks. Give it up for Stacy.
I'm waiting on the sun to set, 'cause yesterday ain't over yet. I started smoking cigarettes, there's nothing else to do, I guess. Dusty roads ain't made for walking, spinning tires ain't made for stopping. I'm giving up on love, 'cause love's giving up on me. But I gave it everything I had, and everything I got was bad. Well, life ain't hard, but it's too long, living like some country song. Trade the truth in for a lie, cheating really ain't a crime. I'm giving up on love, 'cause love's giving up on me. Forget your high society, I'm soaking it in kerosene. Well, light 'em up and watch them burn, teach 'em what they need to learn how. Dirty hands ain't made for shaking, ain't a rule that ain't worth breaking. I'm giving up on love, 'cause love's giving up on me.
Okay, we're back here, and we've got another set of family sitting here, and we've got another check that we're going to present here in just a little bit. Who do we have here on the microphone beside?
I'm an occupational therapist at the Kenny Rogers Center.
All right, and I'm going to ask this lady, who are you?
Lauren Dugan, mother.
And the youngin' here?
This is Madison.
All right, and over there?
I'm Matthew Dugan, and this is our son Samuel.
And let's hear a little bit about Samuel. Can you tell us a little about him?
Yeah, so Samuel comes to the Center for Occupational Therapy. He has cleft hand, so we work a lot on functional tasks. So we work on things like scissor skills, getting ready for school, so handwriting, drawing circles, lots of fun stuff too, though. Getting dressed, things like that.
And how old is that young man, Mom?
He's 4. He'll be 5 in June.
So he's a handful.
Yes.
Hey, little boys are supposed to be a handful. Vivacious. I mean, he doesn't look like he's very nervous at all sitting up here. So tell us a little bit about what the center's services mean to you guys as a family.
It's been really beneficial for us. Just kind of learning some tools to help him, like adaptive scissors that we would have never known about, and just some different tactics on things to help him do some of those skills that are easier for others.
In other words, things that he learns at the center, but you can take back home. It's not just, he comes to the center once a week, twice a week, whatever it is. Where are you guys from?
Charleston.
Okay, from Charleston. So it's not that far of a drive for you. But as time goes by, I mean, it's obvious. Uh-oh. I'll give the kid $1 if he jumps in there and hollers bazinga.
Hey, bazinga.
He goes, no, got to take off my shoes. No. But right here, folks, look here. Look at this little man. There he goes. No fear whatsoever. How long have you been working with him?
I worked with Sam all last summer, but he's been coming to the center almost 3 years. So
really?
This summer will be 3 years.
So, I mean, he's been coming since he was a little guy.
Yeah, he's a summer-only kid, so we kind of come and work throughout the few months during the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And those, like you just said, though, those times are important because, again, you learn the tools, Mom and Dad, to take back through the year to help him because he's looking pretty vivacious right there right now. We have let's see here. Yep, we got a check presentation. Let's do it.
Are you ready?
Dad's going to turn this around. Wowee, goodness gracious. $2,619.59 for Team Dugan. How was this money raised?
I mainly shared it through Facebook and had friends share it to their contacts on Facebook.
It's amazing what social media, for all the bad that is out there with it, there is some good that happens right now. I mean, I think CJ mentioned it earlier about, the old school way was door to door, walking along, and we had the phone banks, back in the old days of the telethon where, people would come in and get on the phone and dial all day long, but $2,619.59, that is good stuff there. And good luck getting them out of there when this is over with right now. I believe we're going to, CJ, what have you got over at the Tote Board?
Well, I have got the awesome folks from Montgomery Bank with me right now, and they've been raising money throughout the year, too. I'll let you each introduce yourself, and then you can tell us how you raise the money.
Sandy Maynor.
Michelle Lawson. Maggie McTigg.
All right, so tell us how you guys raised this money.
We held a trivia night. We sold raffle tickets for cornhole boards, dress down dates at the bank, and asked friends and family.
I have a lot, and I mean a lot of useless knowledge, but it seems like anytime I go to a trivia night, I forget everything that I know. It's the craziest thing. So I do love the trivia nights, though. So with that, let's turn this around real quick. The folks from Montgomery Bank, $5,598. Thank you guys so much. And also, you guys have made some custom cornhole boards, right?
We did, and that helped us raise quite a bit of money.
All right, so I do believe we're going to draw for the winner of those boards. So this is live. So if you were in the running for this could be your chance to go home with a set of custom cornhole boards. Who is our winner?
Deanna Barks.
Deanna Barks, congratulations to you. And tell us about these cornhole boards.
They're actually my dad made them as a donation to the center, and they're regulation sides, and we've got them custom wrapped with some American flags and an eagle on it. They're really awesome. So we hope to do it again.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. We'll have you take off walking that direction. Appreciate the folks from Montgomery Bank coming out and seeing us today. And of course, anyone that does anything like that for us, we so appreciate that. It's so much fun to get all the local businesses involved. And if you own or manage a business and you want to get involved, there's so many different things you can do. We've had businesses that do blue jean days on Fridays, where if you want to wear blue jeans, you bring $1 and you put it into the pot, and you can wear blue jeans on that Friday. Just so many ways that companies and individuals can get involved with this local center. You know, this center has been around since 1973. That's 50 years of providing services, not just to kids in Sikeston, not just to kids in Scott County. We are a regional center. We've had folks come from Arkansas. We've had them come from across the river in Tennessee and Kentucky and Illinois just to receive services that they can't get anywhere else. And it's because of people like you and businesses like the ones that donate right here to the center that make this center possible. And we're looking forward to another 50 years of serving kids right here in our region, but we can't do it without you. So pick up the phone, call the number, or go online to KennyRogersCenter.org. You can donate safely and securely right there. Again, KennyRogersCenter.org. Lots of stuff going on here at the Minor Convention Center. If you haven't had a chance to come out and see what's going on, there's people filing through here. You can see some of your friends that you haven't seen in a year. You can come by and check out the silent auction items that are going on. Ask them about all the different events going on. You can even get lunch here today. We've got several food trucks out front. And I don't know about you, one of my favorite meals is food from a food truck. I've not met a food truck that I don't like. And we've got several of them parked out front. We've got donuts, there's snow crabs, there's barbecue. There's something for everybody. So stop by at the Minor Convention Center, get lunch, come in, browse the items that are out at the silent auction, and just be a part of the magic that is the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. You know, we've been introducing you to families throughout the day. We're going to introduce you to several more. We're here until 5 o'clock, but that means we've got a long way to go until we reach our goal. So we need your help to make that happen. Again, you see the number. You can also give at KennyRogersCenter.org, or you can even stop by right here at the Kenny Rogers Children's Center to see at the Minor Convention Center where we're having the telethon today, to see what all is going on and what we've got. We've got more entertainment coming up in just a little bit too. But first, I want to tell you about a gentleman that 50 years ago helped launch the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. His name is Tom Ritchie. Tom was one of the original physical therapists to start seeing kids way before it was named the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. I'll let you listen and watch Tom's story right now. This is Tom Ritchie.
My name is Tom Ritchie. I'm a physical therapist here in Sikeston, Missouri, which I have been for the last 53 years, 54 years, something like that. I graduated from the University of Missouri in 1971. I've been here about 3 or 4 months when Mr. Dave Reagan of the Regional Center came over and asked Carol Jones if he could use some of my services over at the Regional Center, and Harold said yes, but we need a clinical psychologist. So we traded different talents for each other. So I was excited because I love working with children anyway. And so the Regional Center at that time had in the center had 40 beds, 20 for females and 20 for males, children. And so I went over there and started seeing their kids and teaching the staff how to work and do different things with those kids. That's in the little area they gave me to work in, had a table like this one here, and for me to put the child up on and examine them and set up a program. And I would set up appointments on Saturday morning one Saturday morning a month, and pretty soon it was filled up, and which was great. And I got to meet lots of fantastic people and kids, and it got busier, and it went to almost a full day. Helen Shelton had a son that needed therapy, and she had started going to different self-help programs around. So she was familiar with exercise and things, and I was treating her son, and she was very enthusiastic. And after a while, I said, Helen, why don't we talk to Mr. Reagan and see if he'll give us some room here at the center, and we can do this a half a day every day. And everyone was on board, and so we opened up a small area, it was a closet, and we were just filled up with kids coming because there was no other services for them. And just word of mouth kept growing. We were bringing kids in from Poplar Bluff, all over Mississippi County, New Madrid County, Scott County. I even had one child, I believe, they brought him up from Arkansas because here was a program that no one else was providing. But it was just sort of, I don't know, magical or serendipitous, I don't know what the word is, but at the time, Kenny Rogers was coming to the rodeo. And the JCs had also become interested in what we're doing at the center, and they brought Kenny over to our center over on Center Street. And he was really amazed of all the things we were doing and how we got started and how things were progressing. And after the rodeo, he announced that he was going to donate an Arabian stallion to us to sell and give us some really good seed money, because our plans, we saw that the Center Street building wasn't going to be large enough. We wanted to build our own building. We sold the horse for $75,000, and Kenny came back and put on a concert, and he always would bring in his friends, the Gatlin brothers or different people by to help with the concert. I'm still amazed that it all fell together and came together that way, but we had help from the medical community, the business community, and then the volunteers and parents. It just was amazing. It's unbelievable, all the technology that's been incorporated into this building, and the training of the therapists, and all the different therapy people that you have here, the OTs, physical therapists, speech pathologists, special education. It's amazing because all those people make up, the building's nice and all the bricks and mortar, but your reputation has spread. I can go travel across the state or in different surrounding states and then know about the Kenny Rogers Center. You should give to the Kenny Rogers Center because it's the most wonderful place to spend your money. You definitely get your money's worth. So many children are helped. They're able to carry on the low cost or no cost for treating these kids. So please donate and keep this center moving ahead with its fine therapy and people that come here to use the center.
Nate is 11 years old. He goes to Jackson Middle School. He's in the 6th grade. He likes to play video games. He likes Fortnite. He likes to sing karaoke. He also likes to go fishing in the summertime with Grandma and Grandpa. He was diagnosed with cerebral palsy when he was 1. He's been coming to the center. We were trying to remember, we think it's been since he was around kindergarten age. But he's about 5 or 6 years he's been coming to the center for physical therapy. Nate struggles mostly with physical disabilities. He has difficulty with gross motor and fine motor activities as well. He also has some cognitive delays. Your typical school curriculum is a little harder for him. So when Nate was about 5 or 6, He was referred for some serial casting. So we found out that Brandy was the only physical therapist in the area that could do that. And so we came down here to do that, and then we were able to continue therapy here with Brandy at the Kenny Rogers Center, and then we've been here ever since for his physical therapy.
I get so much joy working with Nate. He always wants to do his best and to make me proud and make himself proud, and he brings an energy to the clinic that I look forward to every week.
So things were going well for several years with his progress. As he grew and got bigger, he started having some significant pain. During this whole time, we had been seeing Dr. Anderson as well after we started coming to the center, and he came to the conclusion that in order to fix the issue, surgery would be required.
You know, now as he's 11, you think about what's the next step of his life going to look like as he grows older and matures. So those are things that, as a dad, I think about.
I have the pleasure of working with Nate Strickland every week for physical therapy. Nate has a diagnosis of cerebral palsy that primarily affects his lower legs. He has trouble with balance, walking, running, and jumping, and just overall motor coordination. During Nate's physical therapy sessions, we often use pieces of equipment like the vibration plate that helps improve his muscle activation. We do gait training on the treadmill where we can work on increasing the speed at which Nate walks and how long Nate's steps are. And we also use pieces of equipment like rocker boards and balance balls to really help Nate work on fine-tuning his balance skills and his ankle strategies.
There was something special about Brandy from day one. She's always willing to go above and beyond and go the extra mile for the kiddos that she sees. And you just really know that she cares about your kid, which means a lot.
I think there are a lot of people in our area that don't realize the quality of help that's available here from the Kenny Rogers Center.
He did receive some therapies from other places, and that was more of a financial burden for our family as far as bills went for the therapy that he received before. So it's just wonderful knowing that here we do never receive a bill for his therapy. The progress that Nate's made has helped him to keep up with his typical peers. As far as his motor skills are, he's able to run and play and do the things that his typical peers are. For someone that has a cerebral palsy diagnosis, which is amazing that he's able to achieve those things because he's getting that physical therapy. You're watching the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon.
Make your donation today.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, Stacy Dawn.
Miles of trouble spreading far and wide. Bills on the table getting higher and higher. They just keep on coming. There ain't no end inside. I'm just holding on tight. I got someone who loves me more than words can say, and I'm thankful for that each and every day. And if I count all my blessings, I get a smile on my face. Still it's hard to find a face, but if you can look in my tell me we'll be alright. You just might make me believe. Well, this day to day, trying to make ends meet. What I'd give for an address out on Easy Street. I need a deep margarita to help me unwind. Leave my troubles behind. But if you can't look in my eyes and tell me we'll be alright, if you promise never to leave, you just might make me believe. I used to believe in us when times got tough. Lately I'm afraid that even love is not but if you can't look in my eyes and tell me we'll be alright, if you promise never to leave, you just might make me. Oh, you just might make me. You just might make me believe. Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy Dawn. And we're back here. Reed Howell here on the telethon. CJ is over here behind me. We're going to go over there and talk to him in just a little bit. But right now, we want to talk to this therapist. Introduce yourself.
My name is Brooke Pruitt. I am a speech-language pathologist or a
Okay.
speech therapist.
And you've been with the center how long?
Almost 3 years.
Okay, you're not quite a veteran yet.
No,
You
not
gotta
quite.
We've established 5 years as veteran status. But who have we got next to you over here?
I'm Katie and Cody. We're Amberlynn's parents.
Okay, Amberlynn.
Amberlynn.
Emberlyn, okay. And if you can't see, well, there she is. She's right here behind us. She's been in the ball pit now for several minutes, burning off some energy. And I'm going to get you to tell us a little bit about Emberlyn and what the work that the Kenny Rogers Children's Center and you, I'm assuming specifically, have been doing for Emberlyn.
So Emberlyn right now is coming just for speech.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's been coming since about September. Right now we're working on mostly her speech sounds, so how she's sounding when she speaks,
Mm-hmm.
making sure others can understand her. And we're also working a little bit on language, so using a larger variety of words, putting words together. She just told me earlier her favorite show, I'm assuming, is Cocomelon.
Oh, yeah?
So that was the first time I heard her say that. That was kind of
Cocomelon?
exciting.
Okay. That's a good show. I'm not saying it's on my repertoire of things that I watch regularly, but Cocomelon, that's good.
Yes.
And it's obvious that this child is not shy
Not at all.
and has no lack of energy.
I know. We were just saying I wish I had a little bit of her
I know,
energy
right?
now.
Exactly. Hand the mic to Mom over here, and let's talk with her real quick. Tell us about, what brought you and Emberlyn to the Kenny Rogers Children's Center.
Well, she was, we noticed that she wasn't talking very well,
Mhm.
and she was getting to be a little old to not be able to talk. So I took her to the pediatrician, and he referred us to a speech therapist, and then that's whenever I got put on the waiting list at Kenny Rogers.
Tell me, so it goes back to September of last year
Well,
that she started.
She started Kenny Rogers in September, but
Okay.
it goes back further.
Even further than that. Tell me about some of the progress. Well, obviously Coco Melon.
Yeah.
Tell me about the progress you've seen since September of last year.
Well, whenever she first started, really the only words she would really say was mommy, daddy, baby. She still says baby a lot, but now she says a lot more, and you can actually understand what she's saying.
And how old is Emberlyn?
She's 3. She'll
She's
be
3.
4 in May.
Okay. So again, expanding the vocabulary, as you were telling us just a few moments ago, building in full sentences, being able to... See, there you go. Can you say Coco Melon?
Can you say Coco Melon?
Coco.
There you go. Say melon.
Melon.
That's what I'm talking about. See, right here. There is just one of the many faces of the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. And for 50 years, that's what we've been doing, is raising the money so that parents don't have to pay, so that the families don't have to pay. And that is so important, because some of these therapies, folks, can total into the thousands of dollars. And that's just, for some people, it's out of their league. So for every dollar you spend today, that's a dollar that goes to helping Emberlyn and the families of these Kenny Rogers kids. And you guys raised some money here on Emberlyn's behalf. What do we have? Dad Cody with the check reveal. $506.09. How did you guys raise that money?
A lot of our family donated, and then her mammy went around the courthouse in Charleston, and a lot of people from there donated to her as well.
That's amazing. And it's, again, donations from people in the community, and that's what it's about. This is a community. This is about the area. If you look at the bottom of the screen, 573-380-7887, or you can text KRCC to 71777, and that'll get your donation in. Now, CJ, what you got going on over there?
So, Reed, whenever folks make donations, we love to give them all the attention that they deserve. This is our Wall of Fame, and with our Wall of Fame, it starts with the $250 donation and goes up to $499, and then after that, $500 gets the next size star, which is our medium star. Up to $1,000, and $1,000 or more gets our large stars. So that's how we say thank you to those that have given to the center and to the telethon throughout the year. And got a gentleman, won't you come on up here, sir? Stand between Reed and myself. Now tell us your name.
I'm Barry Grissom, and I've been coming to the telethon for years.
You've been coming to the telethon, been watching for years, and come out here, and you've got a challenge that you want.
Challenge. I've got $16, and I challenge anybody to challenge me.
$16 just right out of his pocket.
I was going to say, he came in and said, this is the money I have in my wallet. And he really didn't know how much he had. And he opened his wallet, and he goes, well, I got $16 cash. And he wanted to challenge anybody out there that's watching right now to come down here and at least give what you have in your wallet, but at the very bare minimum, $16.
Absolutely, and the folks that are right here in the room with us, whatever you got in your wallet, hey, let's see, meet the challenge, right?
There you go.
Challenge.
Meet the challenge.
Meet the challenge.
Love your heart. I love the fact that you've been coming year after year, and it's amazing.
And it's to help the children.
That's exactly right. It is to help the children. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you
so
so much. That's a meet the challenge right there. So open your wallets when you come out here. Every dollar counts.
Every dollar counts, whether it be 16, 1,600, 16,000, Reed. Every year we base our budgets at the Kenny Rogers Children's Center on what's raised at this telethon.
That's right.
And let's face it, there's been years that we've come up short. And if you do that so many times, you have to start cutting services, because we do want to be diligent about the money that we spend. You won't find us going out and just willy-nilly and spending thousands of dollars on things that aren't needed. Every cent at the Kenny Rogers Children's Center is accounted for, and every cent of it goes to treat the kids that you're meeting this weekend.
Well, and not only that, but we've met several of the therapists so far. Some of these ladies have been with the center for years now, decades in some instances. But we need to hire You know, for every kid that is in need, there is a therapist that needs that kid, and vice versa. I mean, it's a network. And so, you know, the hiring of these very competent ladies and gentlemen in some instances, you know, it comes down to it. We need this money, and we need you to be a part of it. You know, you were talking about the wall of fame over here on both sides of the Tote Board. You know, I'm seeing names, and it warms my heart, of people I know, people that you know, businesses that have donated, and every bit of it goes to help this center.
Absolutely. So I'm going to take a walk this
take a
way,
walk?
and because
Okay.
we got some families that have joined us again. So I hope they're ready. I'm about to just kind of come in here and sit down. Before I do that, I'm going to grab this though, because we kind of need that. All right. So tell us who we got here with us.
I'm Crystal. I'm Aiden's speech therapist, and this is his mom and dad.
And Aiden, where'd you go, buddy? There you go. So tell us a little bit about Aiden and the services that he receives at the center.
Aiden receives speech therapy, and then in the summer he also receives occupational therapy. He has a diagnosis of autism, and so he started seeing me because he wasn't talking, and so we've been just trying to get him to talk more. He has a talker that he uses sometimes to, you know, communicate things if he can't say it. But he's really been imitating a lot, and Mom was just telling me a story about last night, and there was a stinky situation.
Oh, no.
And
oh, no, not with a boy. No way.
And Dad said, "Ooh, you stink," and Aiden looked back at Dad and closed his nose and said, "You stink." So, yeah, I mean, he's come a long way. He's doing really well.
So, Mom, tell us, you know, how does it feel when you have those little victories like that you thought, you know, this may never happen? How does it feel to? I know it's overwhelming. It really is.
It is overwhelming. I mean, I never thought I'd hear him say a sentence, and now we have like 3-word phrases. So, I mean, because of Kenny Rogers, I mean, they have made us have hope again, and that's something that we didn't have for a really long time.
Seeing your child get to be a child and get to do the things and to be able, in his sense, you know, you didn't think he was going to be able to communicate with you. How do you figure that out? And then the Kenny Rogers Center comes along and goes, wait a minute, we have ways. We have ways to match him up. Talk about his communication device and about that. It's when you use those, they try to make it fun.
Exactly, and I mean, Crystal's helped me be able to navigate how to use the device was the first thing, because we had no idea what we were doing. But I mean, just being able for him to be able to have a way to express his wants, his needs, his frustrations, if he's feeling sick. I mean, this is something we didn't have 2 years ago, and now, you know, I mean, if he doesn't feel well, he can tell me, my head hurts, I feel sick, you know, things that we take for granted every day. You know, it's now a way for him to be able to tell us. So.
And you mentioned that you guys even had to learn how to use the device, and that's another thing that you guys as therapists, you know, you don't just work with the kids, but you teach the parents how to run devices, how to do things at home, because the therapy doesn't end when the kids leave the center.
Right. Yeah, I mean, a lot of times, like, we have each other's phone number. You know, if she has a question about something, she'll just shoot me a text, or, you know, or she's even, like, sending me, you know, things I can use in therapy. You know, hey, can you use this? I found this, you know, resource or material. Is this something we can do at home to help this goal or to work on this goal, and, you know, vice versa. So, yeah, we're always in communication with each other, working together.
Tell me about the progress from when he first started coming to the center to today.
I mean, he's able to tell you if he wants something, if he wants a snack, or, you know, if he's happy, he'll say happy, you know, just let you know things that before it was so frustrating because he couldn't communicate with you. So, you know, we say that's communication breakdown, you know. And just imagine if you couldn't tell someone you just were hungry, you know, something as simple as that, that he's now able to do that.
Life-changing. I mean, it truly is life-changing, not just for the kid, but also for the family to be able to know these things. And you guys, of course, have been out on the beaten path, raising money. Tell us a little bit about how you raised the funds this year.
Hat Day.
Hat Day.
I work at Southwest Elementary in Dexter, and we did a Hat Day. And my daughter works at Central School in Dexter, and she did a Hat Day. So the kids love Hat Day, and we was able to raise some money for a good cause and help you guys. So
All right, let's turn it around and see what we got. $492.50. That's a lot of hats.
it was a lot of hats, a lot of crazy hats.
I love the fact that the school systems, too, allow you guys the opportunity to do this because they understand how important this is to their students and their students' families to be able to give back to the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you all.
All right, back over to the main stage we go with Reed Howe.
Okay, thank you, CJ. And back here on the main stage, you've already heard the lovely voice of Stacy Dawn this morning. Lisa Allen, we introduced you earlier, but, you know, we were talking with Stacy being the first, back when we did the Telethon Idol thing. She was one of, well, the first winner. But Lisa and I were just sitting here talking. I go back to about 86, the first time that I became involved helping with the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon. You go back about that far as well. You were 13 years old.
Yes.
We won't add, how many, a couple of years ago, we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
When you performed for the first time on the telethon stage. So you remember the old Holiday Inn days and things like that.
That's right. That's right.
And you've been singing ever since?
Yes. Somewhere, in some aspect, everywhere, yes.
Have you done the telethon every year or some years? Or
No,
just,
that was the last time I done it.
Really?
Until tonight.
Until today?
Yes.
Well, there you go. Well, I tell you what. Let's let these ladies sing. You're going to do a duet.
Yes.
Lisa Allen, Stacy Dawn, folks, give it up for them on the main stage right now.
I've known about you for a while now. When he leaves me, he wears a smile now. As soon as he's away from me, in your arms is where he wants to be. But you're the one he rushes home to. You're the one he gave his name to. I never see his face in the early morning light. You have his mornings, his daytimes, and sometimes I have his nights. But does he love you? Does he love you? Like he loves me? Like he loves me? Or does he think of you? Does he think of you when he's holding me? And does he whisper? Does he whisper all his fantasies? But does he love you? Does he love you like he's been loving me? But when he's with me, he says he needs me, that he wants me, that he believes in me. And when I'm in his arms, oh, he swears there's no one else. Is he deceiving me? Or am I deceiving myself? I'm deceiving myself. Does he love you? Does he love you? Like he loves me?
Thank you, ladies. Stacy Dawn and Lisa Allen. That was great stuff there this morning. All right, we're back over here at the Tote Board. And, of course, as we go through the day, and already this morning we've been bringing in people that have raised money. And right now we have the Sikeston Lions Club. I've got a microphone down there with Michelle. She's going to help here. You all know Michelle Fayette. And, well, let's going to start right here. Tell them your name.
Loretta Pullen.
Keith Kirk. Rodney McConnell.
Terry Hurley.
Lloyd Smith.
And Michelle Fayette.
All right, so the Lions Club, how did you guys go about raising this money? Who wants to talk?
Okay, they're going to make me talk. You know, several of the club members made their own personal donations, some of them quite hefty. The club itself makes an annual $3,000 pledge and donation to the Kenny Rogers Children's Center, and then we asked some of our friends and families to donate as well, and this is what we came up with.
All right, folks, here we go. Let's turn it around. Let's see what the check says. Oh, my goodness. $9,950. From the Sikeston Lions Club. Thank you guys and gals so much. You know, the Lions Club does so much. As a matter of fact, they got a golf tournament coming up, I think, this summer or this spring.
Our annual golf tournament will be it's always the second Tuesday in April. We give everybody through tax day, and tax day's really late this year, so it's before tax day.
Well, there you go. We'll be looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much. We'll let you guys exit this way off the stage, if you will, because we've got more in the way of checks coming this way. Thank you, sir. All right. Okay, coming in here, I believe this is the Episcopal Church. Is that correct? St. Paul's Episcopal. I'm going to have you guys introduce yourselves.
I'm Laura Ziegler.
Gordon Jones.
Okay, and you've got a microphone down there.
Annette Joseph.
Charlotte York. Linda Norton.
Okay, folks, and again, when we bring these groups in, remember, these are your friends, these are your family members, these are your neighbors that are all pooling together from different organizations or individuals to raise this money. How did St. Paul's go about raising this money?
We, every Sunday, pass the hat for things that we appreciate and our blessings each week, and from that money we came up with our donation.
Worked on it every Sunday, so let's just see how much those Sundays passing the hats worked out to be. Ooh, yeah, an even $1,000 right there. $1,000 from the St. Paul Episcopal Church. And again, folks, every dollar, as Miss Charlotte, you know, every dollar is important to this center. It makes that number grow, and, well, it brings about all the equipment and the staff and all the things behind the scenes. It's not just sometimes about the therapy, is it? And Miss Charlotte, if you'll grab that microphone, you can tell us there's a lot of things that go on behind the scenes that people just don't realize to keep that center operational and growing.
Yes, there is. It's a day-by-day operation. We have so many community members that offer their assistance. It's not just the therapist, and it is a true community effort to help these children in our regional area. And we thank all of you.
Every one of you out there. And if you're sitting at home right now, or maybe you're watching on your phone or tablet or whatever, and you're thinking, well, maybe I can do something. Well, do it now. Whether it's through your work, call your coworkers and go, hey, guys, let's put $10 together, and maybe we can come up with a donation later today. And you can do that by looking at the numbers at the bottom of your screen and text in that donation, or go to the website, or simply come down here to the Minor Convention Center today, because there's a lot going on. I mean, we're coming up into the lunching hours, if you will. We've got food trucks lined up outside the Minor Convention Center here. All kinds of food. And as CJ said earlier, you know what? Sometimes some of the best lunches are a food truck lunch. So why don't you get out, because monies raised out there are going to come inside for the telethon today. We're going to be here till 5 o'clock. And I want to remind folks, too, when we're done here today at 5, there is at the VFW here in Sikeston tonight. There's Blacklight Bingo. So if you want to continue on, maybe you can't get out here today, but maybe you want to make your donation tonight out there. That Blacklight Bingo, raising money for Kenny Rogers. So, yeah, it's lots going on today. Look back there at the auction. You can go online to the auction, or you can come down here and you can do it all by phone. And you get an alert when you put a bid in. If somebody overbids you, you get an alert so that you can watch what items you want through the day until the end of the day when we wrap everything up. So please, we encourage you now. Look at the information down here at the bottom of your screen. I'm doing my Vanna White now, or my old weather moves. Text those numbers. Do what you can, because every dollar, again, goes to raising the Tote Board. Are we going to raise that board? As a matter of fact, speaking of the Tote Board, let's take a look where we're at right now here as we're coming up about 15 minutes away from 11 o'clock at $46,060. $46.60. And it's all because of you. And we've got more to come, I promise you that. More. We're going outside, they say. Well, let's go outside right now here at the Minor Convention Center.
All right, we're out here in the parking lot of the Minor Convention Center, and this is where our food trucks are out here getting ready to serve you lunch. Matter of fact, you know what? If you haven't had breakfast yet, why don't you stop by the Waves Mini Donuts truck? If you've never had a Waves Mini Donut, oh my goodness. You can look them up on Facebook and Instagram and just see what they look like. They put maple and bacon on donuts. It's heaven. It really is. Yeah, absolutely. The camera guy's even loving this. You got to get you some Waves Mini Donuts. After that, how about some lunch? Tasty snow crabs. They're out here. This is one of the most popular food trucks in the area. I always see a line at the Tasty Snow Crab truck. Then we got our friends from BuzzFeed Deli. They're here as well. If you've not had a BuzzFeed sandwich, let me tell you, I love food trucks. I love the fact that these guys have come out here, again, because you can get a sandwich. You can get all kinds of fun stuff. They got cheeseburgers. They've got clubs, roast beef, you name it. It's out here at BuzzFeed. And then our friends from Mini Farm Mafia over here. This is some of the best barbecue in Southeast Missouri. I'm not even kidding. Their menu is amazing. I am going to actually look over here and see if they've got one of my favorites. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. If you've not had their potato, the Mafioso potato, I'm telling you, you got to get out here and get one of these before I end up eating them all. It's that bad. Yeah, thanks. Appreciate that. We didn't have to go there. But really, come out here, enjoy lunch with us. We've got tables set up outside if you want to eat outside. Bring it inside if you want to eat inside. But every one of these vendors out here give back to the Kenny Rogers Children's Center, because they're out here helping us raise funds today, because they understand the importance of the Kenny Rogers Children's Center. So why don't you bring the family out? Make it a family affair. I love food trucks. It's one of those things to where, you know, you can't get a lot of this stuff in a restaurant, or at least you're not going to get the quality at restaurants around here. I love these guys, Mini Farms Mafia, BuzzFeed, Tasty Snow Crabs, Waves Mini Donuts. You can't go wrong. Get out here to the Minor Convention Center right now, because I promise you around lunchtime, the lines are going to be outrageous. We'll see you out here. Come and join us. It's the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon at the Minor Convention Center.
Well, Olivia, she's 4.5 years old. Her biggest thing is she loves playing on playgrounds. She loves playing outside. She likes riding in trucks. I farm, so she loves riding with me on the tractor.
She loves to play with any type of baby dolls. She likes to ride her tricycle. She likes to play outside with her bubbles and her sidewalk chop. Olivia was diagnosed with autism back in November of 2021. She has issues with speech, developmental delays, and she comes to Kenny Rogers particularly for her speech, and they help her with her sensory issues that she has.
She wasn't able to communicate with us what she wanted and what she didn't want. So we got a lot of screams and grunts, and we didn't know how to react to it. Well, at Kenny Rogers, They've helped her develop her speech a lot better and to teach us how to better figure out what she wanted so we can communicate with her, even though sometimes she's not the best at communicating with us.
A lot of times in speech therapy, I feel like it's very common for kids to come to us and they're not talking, and they get upset a lot, they scream a lot, you know, throw tantrums. But when you give those kids words to use at home and those fits and those tantrums and things start disappearing, the parents, you know, they then know, yes, we made the right decision, you know, getting our kid into speech therapy.
She also did a summer, this past summer, food school. She wouldn't be able to even keep food on her plate. She would knock it off if there's something that she could not handle texture-wise. And now that she has had food school, she's able to eat the food without any issues. At 2 years old, I noticed that she wasn't reaching her milestones. So it kind of breaks your heart when they tell you that she might not talk. She may not develop enough to be on her own one day as an adult. And just coming to Kenny Rogers has been a relief. They fight for her to be able to talk. They treat her as a person, that she can, they try to give her her independence that she needs at this age. It's made a big difference for her in school.
Olivia has the best smile I've ever seen. She makes me work hard for those smiles. But when you get it, you know, it's more of like a proud smile, you know, you just see her face light up like, I just did that, you know, and she's proud of herself, but she's also looking like, you're proud of me too, right?
If there's one thing I need to tell everybody is if you think there's something that your child needs addressed, don't hesitate to inquire about Kenny Rogers.
Olivia has attempted speech therapy at another facility, but she just kind of didn't connect to the place or the therapist. When we were introduced the first time to Crystal here at Kenny Rogers, she connected right away.
The mornings that she has therapy, we tell her, you know, time to get up, it's time to go see Miss Crystal at Kenny Rogers. She lights up, she gets dressed, she's raring to go.
This center, the people here, they really do help the children here. Whether you're financially able to or not, this whole center is based on donations. And a lot of people may or may not have insurance that covers fully the services. Services can run you up to $20,000 to $30,000 a year out of pocket, and that's with insurance coverage. So it's very important for this center to be here, the therapists to be here. They make it possible for children to be able. Everybody always looks at things and think, well, my child's disabled, but they make it so your child's able to do something. She has attempted a few times to try saying I love you, which of course made me teary-eyed because that's something you kind of want to hear at some point, especially when you start to talk. And since she was delayed with her speech and couldn't really talk, when she did finally say I love you, I just had to break down and cry and give her a big hug. Kenny Rogers gave Olivia her voice, and that I'm forever grateful for.
She's grown by leaps and bounds since coming here.
Thank you for watching the Kenny Rogers Children's Center Telethon.
Please make your donations today.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again on the main stage, it's Lisa Allen.
Well, back in 1876, an old boy named Bill invented a contraption that we know so well. By the 1950s, they're in everybody's home. It's that crazy little thing they call the telephone. Now there's one on every corner, in the back of every bar. You can get one in your briefcase, on a plane, or in your car. Tell me why haven't I heard from you? Tell me why haven't I heard from you? I said, now darling, honey, what is your excuse? Why haven't I heard from you? Well, all confuses you. So tell me why haven't I heard from you?